Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Building a Clone Base. Last week and the week before that we were building on the outside. We basically finished the whole thing and now we are back focusing on the main inside of this base. We have a couple big things that we need to work on. First one being finishing this. It's the conference room and we need to make our glass stained windows. We have a couple nice ideas on how we're gonna tackle that, so stay tuned for that. Furthermore, we are gonna finish the last couple rooms that still need to be built. Here we are gonna have a med bay, and then on top of the med bay we are gonna have our big command center with some holo tables, some important figures, and basically the whole intelligence area of the mock. Lastly, we want to finish off all the little details inside, and that means that we basically need to finish this chunk of unfinished rock work. So yeah guys, without anything further to say, let's get into the building. So in this area we are going to have our med bay. As I said in the introduction of this video, I made a brief overlook of like what it's gonna look like, and I'll talk you guys over it. Basically over here, basic stuff, we're gonna have our entrance, some kind of nice looking gate. We're not gonna make this one close and open because, let's be honest, we've done that plenty of times in this mock building series. If you want to see how we did that, go back to our original few episodes and you can get a nice idea of how that works. Then moving over, on this side you guys can see that I put down a couple of random bricks, and these basically represent some medical equipment. These two are meant to represent some beds where injured clones can lay in, or like an operation table for a medical droid to operate on a droid. And then right across the room we are gonna have two Bacta tanks, hopefully, because everybody knows that in Star Wars Bacta fixes everything, so we need to have a couple of Bacta tanks in this. So yeah, that's the basic outlay. Now I'm gonna build a bit off camera, try to figure out some cool designs, and I'll be with you guys in a second. So our working station is quite a mess right now, but I have a quick little work in progress update on this med bay. Over here on the left side I made a little panel design. I made this just thinking about some typical TV shows about hospitals, and like they always have a light up square against the wall where you can put like x-rays and stuff on so that they can look at what the patient's troubles are. So I figured they probably have a way more advanced version in Star Wars universe. And then I also made a bed design or operation table depending on what the needs are. It's nothing too complicated, but I like the way it looks. I added a little panel on the front. This is basically to give the doctors some more information on the patient while they lay on the bed. I think it would make sense that when you're so much more technologically advanced that you have some neat little tricks like this. And then other than that, I started raising up the walls, added the gate, so you guys have a way better idea of how this is gonna turn out. Now we're gonna continue building and I'll let you guys know when I have made more progress.
Meanwhile, I worked on the convention area. Like you guys can see, I've been experimenting a bit with our stained glass window design. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. I think this is definitely, it looks definitely more like the end result. Now it's just a matter of finishing off those walls around it, make this top part a bit more beautiful, then put in some studs behind so it really gets that glass. Now we just have like the glass frame, but I want to put in the glass, just studs on the back side. You guys will see that in the next clip that I'll make about this. But yeah, this is the basic design and I'm very happy with this. We'll have to build up the wall behind it to get the light behind it, but that's definitely things that we'll do in this episode and then have a nice end result at the end.
Another quick update on the med bay. I made the little Bacta tank over here. It's a rather simplistic design, but I feel like it works really nicely. I still need to install like a couple of holo computers or something around it to give the doctors more data on the patient that's inside. Then I also made the viewing window. It's the same design as beneath it, so it's translating really nice. I also got some spare ones of these to duplicate it on the next floor, so that way it's gonna look like one real tidy unity. Then over on the outside, I came up with this design. It's some piping and I feel like it works really nicely. And with that finished and also the backta tank finished, I'm now just gonna go around and do the complete walling. So yeah guys, let's jump into a rather large time lapse of me building this whole thing. So let's go! As you guys saw in the time-lapse, I just finished the outside look of the medbay and I think it looks rather nicely. Really fits good together and it isn't too detailed or too empty, it's just the right fit. Over here of course I didn't do anything because the elevator, it just didn't make any sense in my opinion to have this design extend over there. So that just cut off. And that's alright in my opinion, I feel like it still fits in really well. Whilst I was doing that side, I also instantly finished the wall details for this. I basically recreated the design that I made over there, duplicated it a couple of times, made a couple switches in this one to just have it stand out a bit more. Of course, as you guys know, backta tank is finished. The beds / medical tables are also finished. So now there's not a lot left for me to do except for tiling this area off and getting the wall design in over there. This tiling is gonna be different than anything else in the mock because we are going to use white tiles. We felt that it's a bit more of a clinical vibe and yeah, it just fits the medbay better to go with white, so I'm gonna start doing that right now. As we said before, we needed some room to get the lights in for this glass stained window. And I figured I'd give it a shot, and this is what I've come up with so far. Basically, it's like mimicking the design that I have going over here on these columns. And I thought it would be nice to give a little basic throwback to the other section, like making it a bit more of one continuation, as well as the color repeating itself over here in the gate. So yeah, that's basically what I've come up with. I'll have a talk with Max and see what he thinks about it, and then we'll see what we're gonna do with that. For now, I'm gonna continue working on this. We made the medbay, so now it's time to move one floor up and start working on the command center. So I went ahead and made a quick little layout of how the command center is gonna look. Basically, we have these outwards yellow lines, and these are representing where the walls will be. We have an opening right here and an opening right here, and those are for where the doors are supposed to be. One door will end up on a little balcony that connects with the elevator shaft so that they can get in and out of the elevator. This is the main way to get to this floor. Then on the other side there's also a door, but you can see that there isn't anything here. I will also make a balcony over here that moves along the command center on the outside. I think it's gonna look really nice when we make it. Then this whole front panel section will be glass window that's not straight but like a little angled, and it's gonna be angled outward so that it can have a nice overview onto the hanger, as you see from this angle. That's gonna look really nice, I think. Then these two stripes, as you guys can see, like I made it completely symmetrical, so if I talk about the left side, it's basically mirrored on the other one. Here we are gonna have some computers that are resting against the wall. Then we have a little walkway, and then over here we are gonna have some holo screens with information on top of them. Then another little walking area, and then over here we are gonna have a big circular holo table where important people can be talking with each other. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna start building this little thing, so yeah, let's get into a little time lapse, guys. So, mid building this thing, apparently my time-lapse died, so I'll just give you guys a quick overview. So this is the big glass panel that's gonna be in front of it. Figured that it would look nice, and of course it is on a slight curve, so that's always nice to see. From the back it's looking like this. I kept an opening here because I'm thinking about putting like a control panel over here for like an overseer that's looking at the hangar so that he can, for example, close the hangar doors or something along those lines. I also deviated a bit from this design. Mainly I had the door over here, but that just wasn't really working with how I wanted this. So now it's gonna be more centered, which also means that I need to get an extra opening in the elevator, because the lift will now be able to open up from front and left side, since people will be coming out on the left side of the elevator. So yeah, that's a little change that I'm gonna implement. Other than that, this is a progress that I've made. I'll continue a bit more work off camera and I'll show you guys what I've come up with. So as you guys can see, I did some more work and I made the basic outline for this thing. Of course, it's not detailed yet or looking the way that I want it to, but this is like the basic look of it. So yeah, I'm now just gonna go ahead and try to get some designs going for the inside and make it look somewhat good. Of course, I also need to tile it. I'll just do this real quickly off camera because I don't want to make the video excessively long, and I feel like this is gonna be a lot of building, taking apart, building again and taking apart again. So yeah, I'll go into it and I'll show you guys what I come up with. Took the module and put it on the mock itself. It's not completely finished yet, but I think it's giving quite a nice look. Over here we have like some sort of control panel for a guy that is looking over on the hangar and he can like close the door and stuff, so that's really neat. These are for some hollow screens. I still need to get the screens to put on top of this. It's like these ones but a bit bigger. I don't have these just yet, so I just have the the sitting piece for them. Then over here we have the big holo table where there can be like some dudes looking over it. I also added one panel to control it, and the other ones are just, I don't know, some random bits and pieces. And then these two are still empty because I'm not really sure what type of like computer screen-ish stuff I want to make, so I just left those empty. Now I'm gonna make this connection piece and also make a little balcony over here and start thinking about how I can make the balcony for this piece as well. So yeah, I'll give you an update when I have one. As you guys can see, I put it down on the mock and I made two other areas already. Two little walkways, the first one over here and then the second one over there. I made the bottom in snot, that way it looks good from the underneath and it's a little thicker, so that way it looks more sturdy. Now I'm just gonna work on finishing this elevator shaft and connecting it to the command center. As you guys can see, I cleaned up this little area, fixed back all the pillars, reinstalled this section, and now we have basically finished everything that needs to be done for the inside of the mock. So yeah, just follow me guys. Over here we have a little railway. If you move along to this side, you can see another finished railway over here. Then we have the command center. It's not completely finished just yet, but I'm having a bit of an ID block. I'm not really sure what I want to put here, so I just leave it empty until I come up with some things. So yeah, that's the command center. If you drop lower, we have over here, of course, our nicely pulled together med bay. And then yeah, all the other rooms that you guys already know, the mess hall, etc. We finished the elevator. As you guys can see, it can go up, 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 up. And then it will come out over here and on the other side as well to the little walkway. So yeah, that's really neat that we finished that. And then when we move along to this side, you can see that we also finished that little design. The two panels next to it we still need to do, but again, not really sure yet what we want to do with those, so we're gonna leave them open just for now. If you move to the other side, you can see that that is also as close to finish as it will probably be for the end result of the mock. So yeah guys, that's basically everything for the inside. That's all done now, so that's one less thing that we need to worry about. So now the biggest thing that we are going to do, and that will be the next episode, we're gonna put a roof on this whole thing. I know it sounds mad crazy, and it's probably a really big task for us, but we're two smart guys and we'll find a way to make it happen. So yeah, stay tuned for next week's episode if you want us to build a roof on these guys.